Hello, everybody. This is Bernie Strum, and welcome to my YouTube channel for today's special Saturday morning broadcast of Field of Dreams Baseball. We are beginning the month of May, excuse me, and we're beginning the month of May, and with that, let's just review the divisions so we all know where we stand. Sandlot Division, Beantown 13-7, 4-game lead over Cleveland, who's 10-12. Moneyball, St. Louis 17-3, 3.5-game lead over Philadelphia, who's 14-7, 4.5 over Chico's, who is 13-8. Natural Division, my team Vegas 12-4 is, well, because I play so many less games than the other teams. I'm a half game behind Hagerstown, but my percentage is higher. So let's just say we're tied with Hagerstown. I'm 12-4, and Hagerstown, run by the league, and that is the team that was abandoned right before the season started. I bet they'd change their mind if, in fact, they knew they were going to have such a good season. They're 15-6. Rain Delay led by San Francisco, half game over Crystal Lake, 11-8, 2 games over Edmonton, who is at 11-11 MV. And Mark join us here at the ballpark. So let's go to the schedule, see what games we're playing today. We will play the first week of May, and if someone wants to take over and do the second week later today, that'd be fun too. San Francisco at Hadley Lake, May 1st. 5-2, San Francisco, the winner. Philadelphia at Manchester. Philly beats Manchester 10-1. Carolina at Hagerstown. Hagerstown, Dwayne Martz's team loses 6-3 to the brand new Carolina franchise. And here's a game I'm going to play. They're two losing teams, but they won't be losing teams for very much longer. You want to see offense? We're going to see the first game of the Washington Union Stewards. Doubleheader. Here we go. For the Clowns, Kid Nichols. By the way, just in case you're curious, I'll show you something in a minute. It's interesting. For the Union Stewards, Guidry and the lineup. Back to the Clowns. There's the Clowns lineup. Check his rotation out. Never seen a two-man rotation. There it is. So he's gonna pitch Nichols and Shockey as often as humanly possible. And if they're tired, they'll move down to these two pitchers. Anyway, I found that interesting when I looked at it. Here we go. Kid Nichols 3-2 with a 3.99 ERA versus Juan Guidry 1-1, 3.47. It is sunny today, so no chance of rain. Batting lineup for the Clowns: Holmes in center, Kelly at first, Ruth in left field. You'll see Ruth already had 10 home runs in the month of April. One of my recent sims, Ruth hit 91 home runs in this season. Based on this, if he gets 600 at-bats, close to that, he'll hit about 70 home runs he's on a pace for. Musial in right, batting fourth, Ward at third base, Bodie, the DH, Doyle at second, Dolan, the shortstop, hitting eighth, Rule, the catcher, hitting ninth. In the outfield, for Mike Silver's team, Slaughter, Cobb, and Strawberry. Doesn't get much better than that. Infield, Polanco, Crawford, Hornsby, and Gehrig. Piazza catching. Guidry pitching. Holmes steps in. Kelly's on deck. Here we go. Line drive out to center field. One down is David Lando. Gets to his seat. Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly walks. A threat to steal. Guidry glances over at first. Babe Ruth. Kelly is safe. Stolen base number 3. Ruth goes down on strikes, 2 outs. Bob Musial up. And Guidry strikes him out. We head to the bottom of the first. Washington, nothing. And Baseball Club coming to bat. My voice is a little off today. If I sound hoarse, I apologize. We'll do our best. We'll get 2 games in today in this week, but we will not get 3 in because my voice will not make it. Batting lineup for the Stewards. Cobb leading off in center field. Gehrig hitting second at first. Crawford at short. Hitting third. Hornsby at second. Cleanup. Jones the DH. Strawberry in right 6th. Slaughter 7th. In left. Piazza catching 8th. And Polanco doesn't seem to belong in this lineup, but there he is if you look at all the other names. Hitting 9th. Outfield will have Ruth, Holmes, and Musial. Left to right, Ward, Dahlin, Doyle, Kelly. Rule catching. Here's Nichols' pitch to Cobb. And he hits the first pitch out of here. Home run number 4. It's 1-0. Lou Gehrig. Holmes has got it. Crawford goes down on strikes, and Rogers Hornsby. Doyle up with it. We head to the top of the first, 1-0. Union Stewards. Guidry pitching to Aaron Ward. Third strikeout. Ping Bodie walks. Larry Doyle, throw to first, Bodie back. Cobb under it. 2 down. Bill Dahlin. Strikeout number 4 for Guidry to go to the bottom of the second. Jones, Strawberry, and Slaughter due up. Musial takes it in short right field. Strawberry headed for foul territory, but Bill Dahlin makes a great play. And Enos Slaughter goes down on strikes. Nichols retires the side. We head to the third. 1-0. Union Stewards. Carlos Yaz comes by. Good morning, Carlos. Hope you're doing well. Guidry to Muddy Rule. He walks him. Tommy Holmes. Base hit to left. Rule to third. Runners on first and third. Nobody out. Joe Kelly. These 2 teams will be 2 of the top. Holmes steals second. First of the year. These are going to be 2 of the top offensive teams in the league in our season 8. Kelly goes down on strikes. Babe Ruth with 1 out, runners on second and third will hit a base hit in the right field. Ruth ends up on second with his 6th double. 2-run score. It's now 2-1 Washington. Musial strikes out. 2 away, and Aaron Ward. Bases loaded. Guidry loses the strike zone. Doyle in the left. No, Crawford snares it before it hits left field. Inning over. We head to the bottom of the third. Washington 2. I want to say D-Gens, but I will say, what are they called now? The Union Stewards. 1. Piazza Polanco, then the top of the order. Third strikeout for Nichols. Holmes under it. And Ty Cobb will let off the game with a home run. Will hit the ball to third. It's going to be late. Cobb is out by half a step. 1, 2, 3, go the baseball club, as it says on the scoreboard. Head to the top of the fourth, 2-1, Washington. Guidry to Dallin. Guidry a little wild today. That was his 6th walk of the game. Surprised he's not losing by more. Ground ball up the middle. Hornsby to Crawford. Back to Gehrig. 4-6-3 double play. 2 down. Nobody on for Tommy Holmes. Slaughter's got it. Head to the bottom of the fourth. 2-1. Nichols pitching to Gehrig, Crawford, and Hornsby. Quite a threesome. Base hit. Brandon Crawford. Base hit again. It's going to end up to be a double. It's a poor play by Musial. Crawford on second with his 6th double of the season. Runners on second and third for none other than Rogers Hornsby. And Nichols walks him, pitching carefully, rather load the bases, and pitch to Chipper Jones. Jones on the ground to Kelly. Dallin for 1. Back to Kelly. Double play. 3-6-3. 2 down, but the game is now tied at 2 for Darryl Strawberry, who bounces it to Dallin. But something happened. Let's see what happens. Dribble it to Dallin, short, fielded. Dallin won't make a throw. Crawford scores. Base hit. 3-2 Union Stewards. Slaughter up, throw to first. Slaughter into center field. Strawberry around second, into third. Standing. First and third for Mike Piazza. That's on the ground in the left field. Base hit. Slaughter goes to third. Piazza goes to second on an error by Babe Ruth. And it is now 5-2. I told you you're going to see some offense today. It's the reason I picked this game. Got a good crowd in here for an early Saturday morning ball game. Polanco up. He's going to hit it on the ground in the hole. Dallin up with it. Throws to Kelly for the out to end the inning, but not before the Union Stewards score 4 times. It's now 5-2. Union Stewards. Guidry pitching to Kelly. It is a home run. Kelly makes it 5-3 as it just gets over the left field fence. 337 feet away here in Citizens Bank Park. Babe Ruth. Strikeout number 7 for Guidry. Musial to right. 2 down, and Aaron Ward to right. Strawberry puts 2 away. We're halfway home. 5-3 Union Stewards. Nichols pitching to Cobb. Homered to lead off the game. He will hit it on the ground to Doyle for the out. Lou Gehrig 1 for 2, strikes out. Number 4 for Nichols. And Brandon Crawford, who's got a hit today, also strikes out. We head to the 6th. 5-3 Union Stewards. Bodie, Doyle, and Dolan to face Guidry. Base hit in the right field. Hit number 4 for Washington. Doyle bunts it, puts it on the ground. And he's tagged out. Runner on second. 1 out. Dolan is out. Rule the catcher up. Grounder up the middle. Crawford makes the play. Ends the inning. We head to the bottom of the 6th. 5-3 Union Stewards. Nichols will face Hornsby, Jones, and Strawberry. Hornsby to left. Base hit. Chipper Jones up. 0 for 2 today. He hits it on the ground, and Dolan's going to flip it to Doyle for 1 over to first. Double play. 2 down, nobody on for Darryl Strawberry, who also has a hit today. He goes down. He's Nichols' 6th victim. Head to the 7th in this quick-moving game. 5-3 Union Stewards. Holmes up. He hits it into left center field. There's a poor play in center field, and Holmes has his 5th double of the season. Runner on second. Joe Kelly 1 for 2. Tyler Rogers is going to come in to replace Guidry. Let's see how the bullpen fares for the Union Stewards. Well, right off the bat, it doesn't fare too well as the play at the plate. Holmes, the ball gets away. There's an error on Eno Slaughter. And a run will score, and Kelly will end up at third base. It is 5-4 Union Stewards, but the tying run on third. And Babe Ruth up, who strikes out. Rogers' first strikeout. Musial up 0 for 3, hits it in the left. Game is tied. 5-5. Rogers facing Ward. Bruthers coming in to pinch hit. Runner steals second. Pitch to Bruthers, back to the mound. Rogers to Gehrig. He's got him. Musial goes to third. 2 outs. 5-5 game. Go ahead run 90 feet away. Ping Bodie into center field. Inning over. We head to the bottom of the 7th inning, all tied up. Clowns 5, Stewards 5. Washington 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, 7 left on. The Union Stewards Baseball Club 5 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and only 1 left on. All those left on bases have to do with all the walks that we saw from Guidry. Nichols pitching to Slaughter. Base hit. Slaughter now 2 for 3. Mike Piazza to Musial and right, 1 down. Polanco to left, deep. Ruth has it at the fence. 2-way runner remains at first for Ty Cobb. Struck him out, number 7. We head to the 8th. All tied at 5. Rogers facing Doyle, and we got a new pitcher, Aaron Fultz. Doyle pops it up in the infield. Hornsby's got it. One down. Bill Dolan. Base hit in the center field. That's going to end up to be a double for Dolan. It's number 7. Muddy Rule. Runner on second. Represents the go-ahead run. Here's the pitch. Bounding ball to Crawford. Over to Gehrig for the out. Dolan has to hold. 2 down. Runner on second for Tommy Holmes. And there's a base hit in the center field, and Washington takes 6-5 lead. Fultz pitching to Kelly. Back to the mound. Inning over, head to the bottom of the 8th. Clowns lead the Stewards 6-5. Gehrig up. Nichols delivers. That's going to be close. Gehrig's going to beat it out for a base hit. Nichols pitching to Crawford. Musial's got it in deep right field. Gehrig returns to the bag. Hornsby goes down. Number 8 victim for Nichols. Chipper Jones to left. Babe Ruth's got it. We head to the top of the 9th. 6-5 Washington. Washington looking for some insurance. Dominic Leone to pitch. Hornsby to Gehrig. Musial. Strikeout number 1. And Frank Baker at third base. He strikes out. 1, 2, 3. We head to the bottom of the 9th. 6-5 Washington. Strawberry, Slaughter, and Piazza facing Nichols, trying to pitch a complete game. One of 2 starting pitches in the rotation for Washington. Base hit. Strawberry at first. Enos Slaughter, 2 for 3, stepping in, throw to first. He gets back in time. Slaughter goes down. Strikeout number 9 for Nichols. 1 away, runner on first. Represents the tying run, Mike Piazza. He's going to hit a line drive in the left field. That ball is out. Caught by Babe Ruth. 2 down as the Stewards down to their last out. Nichols to Polanco. We got a pinch hitter. No surprise. Ground ball up the middle. Dolan flips to Doyle. End the game. There it is. The Clowns beat the Stewards 6-5. Let's take a quick look at the box score. For Washington, hitting stars in the game. Holmes 3 for 5, 2 for 4. Kelly 5 of the 9 hits, first 2 batters. Union Stewards probably not going to have too many hitting stars, although 2 hits for Gehrig, it looks like. Yep. 2 for Strawberry, 2 for Slaughter, but not enough runs. Guidry, the starting pitcher for the Union Stewards, 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs. Strikeout 8, walk 6. Rogers, blown save. Fultz came in, took the loss. He pitched an inning, allowed 2 hits and a run, and Leone finished up the 9th. Nichols pitched a complete game, 9 innings, 10 hits, 5 runs. Strikeout 9, walked 1, won his 4th game of the year. Back to the schedule. Amazing at Lancaster. 12-2 amazing. Cleveland at St. Louis. St. Louis continues their hot streak. They're 18-3, defeating Cleveland 4-3. Vegas at Edmonton. Vegas 11-5 winners, Plank over Feller. Lehigh at Beantown. Lehigh shuts them out 2-0. Hubble, the winner. Newhouser, the loser. Florence at Crystal Lake. 5-2 Crystal Lake. Johnson over Sutton. Chico's at the Bronx. Chico and the Man beats the Bronx 8-5. Seaver over Finley. And the second game of the Washington Union Stewards doubleheader, it is a sweep for Washington, defeating the Stewards 6-4. We head to day 2. Well, we've seen most of these teams. Let's auto them again. San Francisco 6-5 over Hadley Lake. Vegas 7-3 over Edmonton. Philly at Manchester. Manchester gets a win. Pedro Martinez's first one of the season. Chico's at the Bronx. Chico's 8-1. Chico's got a good team this year. They're 15-8 on the season. Carolina at Hagerstown. Hagerstown also a good team this season. Loses, though, to the new Carolina franchise 4-2. Will St. Louis make number 19? They do. 8-0 shutout. They're 19-3. Lehigh at Beantown. Lehigh shut them out last time. Wins this one 6-5. Amazing at Lancaster. This time Lancaster wins 9-6. Crystal Lake at home against Florence 6-1 losers. Florence wins. And Washington at the Union Stewards. Washington loses 4-3 as the Union Stewards picks up a game. We head to the third. And I'm going to take a sip of water here as I'm starting to lose my voice. Here we go. May 3rd, Philly at Lehigh. Two good teams in their division. 3-0 Lehigh. Lehigh on a roll. They're now up to 13-15. San Francisco at the Union Stewards. San Francisco beats them 7-5. Union Stewards fall to 8-15. Manchester at Beantown. 6-1 Beantown winners. Zito over Hudson. Two players that started the season. Zito and Hudson started the season with the Vegas team, who's now at Hagerstown. Hagerstown defeats Vegas 7-4. They're going to be formidable. No question about that. St. Louis going for victory number 20. They get it. 6-4 over Amazing. Chico's at Lancaster 8-1. Chico's win number 16 remains in second place in the division. Florence and Edmonton. Edmonton 7-4 winners. Matheson now 2-0. Carolina at Crystal Lake. Carolina defeats them 5-1. Surprisingly slow start for Crystal Lake. Washington at Hadley Lake. Washington continues to roll 10-2. They're in third place in the natural division. And Cleveland at the Bronx. Cleveland happy to be out of St. Louis, but they're no happier going to the Bronx. Kershaw wins 8-1 the Bronx. We head to the fourth. Let's see, we're going to finish on the 7th. Let's see if we got any changing of the guard here. Yeah, we'll autoplay this day. We'll play a game on Saturday or Sunday. San Francisco at Union Stewards. They continue. Union Stewards slide to the bottom, defeating them 4-1. Manchester at Beantown. 5-0 Manchester. Burley, who started the season with Vegas, gets the shutout win. Vegas at Hagerstown gets a little revenge, 5-1. Plank wins his 5th game of the season. It is now down to St. Louis. Will they win number 21? They do not. Amazing shuts them out. Suarez defeats Kovaleski Chico's at Lancaster. Chico's keeps their hot streak going 2-1. They're now 17-8, only 3.5 back of the raging St. Louis team, which is 20-4. Philadelphia at Lehigh. Lehigh on a streak continues at 4-1. Hubble over Stewart. Washington at Hadley Lake. 11-4. Hadley Lake winner. Bagby win number 4. Cleveland continues at the Bronx. Bronx squeaks by 6-5 in 12 innings. Florence at Edmonton. Can Edmonton make it 2 in a row? They can't. Florence defeats them 5-4. And Carolina, who's had Crystal Lake's number recently, loses 8-1 to Crystal Lake. Gooden over Otani. We head to the 5th. Let's see, what game do we want to play today? We got 2 guys in here, Manchester at Beantown. Let's play that game. MV is here, Mark is here, the first 2 in the ballpark. We will play that game as I glance to make sure. I hope you're still here to watch the game. Before that, however, San Francisco plays Union Stewards and defeats them 1-0. Union Stewards, a favorite to win the Natural Division, start the season at 8-17. Chico's coming out of the closet here, 17-8, facing Lancaster. Chico's shuts them out. Walter Johnson, win number 7 already. And Clue looks like he's got some competition in the Moneyball division. Looking forward to playing some of these Chico St. Louis games when they come up. Here we go. Let's play Manchester at Beantown. Danny Darwin pitching for the Red Bolts. Framber Valdez for the Orioles. Lineups are in. Danny Darwin 1-0 with a 4.11 ERA to face Framber Valdez. No record, 0-0, 2.45 ERA. We are indoors, so there's no weather. Lineup for Manchester has Randolph, Votto, and Staub. Ott, Soto, and Castro. Beltran, Castro. 2 Castros, unless he's playing 2 position. At third base, Andrus at short. In the outfield, Alvarez, Johnson, and Cullenbind. Infield, Kell, Correa, Lazari, and McGriff. Looks familiar, so I must have done one of Beantown's games earlier, broadcast in April. Wilson catching. Stepping is Randolph, and the game is underway. Lazari to McGriff, 1 down. Joey Votto. Line drive, base hit. That's going to make it all the way to the wall. Votto rounds first, heads for second, and he's in with his 8th double of the season. Runner on second, Rusty Staub. New acquisition for MV. Immediately hits the ball into left center field off the glove of Johnson all the way to the wall. A run will score. It's 1-0 Manchester. And the paint isn't even dry on the seats yet. Valdez pitching to Melott. Line drive, Lazari snares it. Juan Soto goes down, first victim for Darwin. And Cullenbind pops it in the air to Randolph. Calls it, catches it. We head to the bottom of the first. Manchester 1, Beantown coming to bat. Lazari leads off. Darwin, and the ball is hit to Soto for the out. He doesn't lead off. Somehow there's two out. Oh, there's two outs. I missed the first play, which was a grounder to second base. My mistake. Sorry. Freeman strikes out. I'm not sure what it was now that I look at it. How did I miss it? Let's find out. Columbine popped to second. Lazari flied to shallow right. Somewhere along the line, I must have fallen asleep. We head to the second. 1-0 Manchester. The first Ramon Castro, the catcher, walks. It is early in the morning as Beltran steps up early in the morning in Vegas. He walks also. Valdez needs to find home plate as Starlin Castro steps in. Grounded is short. Lazari for one. That's all they're going to get. Runners on first and third. One out. Elvis Andrus. Valdez's third walk of the game. Bases loaded for Willie Randolph, the top of the order. Well, Valdez cannot find the plate. Will try to pitch to Votto, who's 1 for 1. Lazari gets it. 2 away bases still loaded. This time, Rusty Staub, who knocked in the first run of the game, will knock in the second run of the game and the third run of the game as Manchester takes the third run of the game, 4-0 lead. Rusty Staub at first, Willie Randolph at second. And a new pitcher will be coming in, High Bell. I never heard of him. Doesn't mean he's no good. Just means he's not from an era I followed too much. On the season, he's 2-0. And his ERA is here somewhere, right? 3.78. Let's see if he can stop the bleeding. Melott singles to center. It does not stop the bleeding. Run number 5 scores for Manchester. Soto up. Juan swings and pops it in high in the air in the infield. This should end the inning. It does. We head to the bottom of the second. It's 5-0 Manchester's MV smiling in his seat. I don't know if MV is still here, but he's ahead. If you hear MV, cheer for your team because Darwin's pitching to McGriff. Base hit. Bob Johnson up. Johnson to right. Soto's got it. McGriff returns to the bag. 1 away. Runner on first for the Orioles. Here is Jordan Alvarez. I have an Alvarez story. Alvarez, major league team is the Houston Astros. And I saw him play. He played for Texas, Round Rock, I think, a Houston AAA affiliate here in Las Vegas a few years ago before he made it to the major leagues. He's one of the biggest guys I've ever seen. Hit a massive home run in Las Vegas ballpark. 2 down, runner on first. Correa on the ground, backhanded by Andrus all the way across the diamond to end the inning. We head to the third, still 5-0 Manchester. Castro, number 1, is up. Base hit. Carlos Beltran. To left. Alvarez has got it. Castro number 2 on the ground into left field for a base hit. The bases have runners on first and second. They're both Castros. What will Andrus do? The pitch. Grounder to McGriff. They get one of the Castros at second. And now it's not going to be so confusing. There's only one Castro on base. He's on third. Andrus on first. 2 outs for the top of the order. Randolph. Andrus steals second. 2 runners in scoring position. And Randolph strikes out to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the third, 5-0 Manchester. Darwin pitches to Wilson. Votto takes it to the bag himself. George Kell to his counterpart, Castro number 1. He's out. And Roy Columbine, one of my favorite players. Spent a year with Vegas in one of the seasons. He lines out to Darwin. We head to the fourth. Still 5-0. Manchester. Let's see who's up. High Bell is pitching. Joey Votto, followed by Staub and Ott, will face Bell. That was high in the air, and Lazzari puts it away for the out. Staub walks. Bell had turned red prior to that walk. Will he face Ott? He will. Ott with a single up the middle. Runners will be at first and second. Will he face Juan Soto? He will. Soto to right, Columbine. Makes a great play. First of the season. 2 down. 2 on for Manchester. Bell delivers. Bases will be loaded. Castro number 1 goes to first. Carlos Beltran up. Bases loaded, and Johnny Allen will come in to pitch. Allen, a 4.50 ERA, has pitched 2 innings so far this season. Beltran. Johnson puts it away. The inning is over. We head to the bottom of the fourth. 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Manchester. Orioles, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. All of a sudden, we've hit double digits. We got 10 people in. Nice to see everybody as Midlife Crisis adds his name to the people making comments. Danny Darwin facing Lazzari. That's in the left field, but Staub will put it away for the out. Buck Freeman, base hit. That does not surprise me. Freeman, a great hitter in this game. Fred McGriff, grounded to Randolph's going to flip to Andrus. Back to Votto. That's a double play. We go to the top of the 5th. 5-0 Manchester. David says MV is in the chat showing me the blueprints for the Rusty Staub statue in front of the Red Bull Stadium. MV is here. MV's team is leading 5-0. Here we go. Allen to face Castro number 2 Andrus and Randolph. Deep to left. Alvarez puts it away. I think MV needs to get another player named Castro. Andrus, foul ball. And then I could say that the bases are loaded with Castros if all three are ever on at the same time. Andrus walks for Willie Randolph. Allen strikes him out. 2 down runners still on first for Joey Votto, who's 1 for 3 today. He's going to be 2 for 4. As Andrus is going to make his way over to third base, it is Rusty Staub with 3 RBIs today. MV cheering wildly. Votto at first, Andrus at third. 2 outs, 5-0. The score, it's going to be 6-0 now as Staub goes 3 for 3 today, knocks in another run. And just like that, MV is patting himself on the back because he got Rusty Staub, the greatest player in the history of baseball. Staub at first, Votto at third. Melott to left. And there's a great play by Bob Johnson in center field. And that's great play number 7. We head halfway home. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 6-0 Manchester. I don't know why Rusty Staub takes so much crap, but he's looking good today. Bob Johnson to face Danny Darwin. Base hit. Jordan Alvarez. Number 3 for Darwin. Correa in the foul territory. It's going to be close. It's in the stands. And that one's going to be in the stands. Correa hits it. This one's going to be in play. And none other than Rusty Staub catches it. He can play all 9 positions. Darwin to Wilson pops it up in the infield. Should end the inning as Randolph puts it away, not Rusty Staub. We head to the top of the 6th, 6-0 Manchester. Here we go. Allen pitching to Soto, Castro, number 1, and Beltran. Base hit. Juan Soto, he may make himself into something someday. Castro, number 1, in the foul territory. The 1-2 pitch. Alvarez puts it away. 1 down, runner on first for Carlos Beltran. And now we've got a rally going as that's a base hit in the right field. Soto holds at second. Beltran at first, and Castro, number 2, is up. And he becomes the second strikeout victim of Allen as Elvis Andrus tries to do something. He gets the walk. The bases are loaded, and there's no Castros on base. Here we go. Willie Randolph, top of the order. Soto trots home with run number 7. Bases remain loaded, and I sure wish I had another cup of coffee, but I'm going to have to stick to water at this point. Here we go. Bases still loaded. Joey Votto to right. It's deep. It is foul. Almost a home run. Allen delivers to Votto. Is going to be another base hit for Votto. 2 runs will score. 9-0's the game here in the 6th. I'm not sure we will make it to the end. If we hit 10, I'm going to zoom it. Allen turns red. Randolph at second. Votto at first. 2 away. Rusty Staub hits hit number 4, and in comes run number 10. Rusty Staub has 4 hits today, and they're already building his statue. Well, we're going to go to the end of the game because 10-2 it finishes. Manchester scores no more. Highlights of the game: Votto with 3 hits, Rusty Staub with 4, Melott with 2, 14 hits in the game, 10 runs. We'll pass over Beantown as they didn't do much offensively. Pitching for the game: Valdez, an inning and 2/3, 3 hits, 5 runs. He takes the loss. He's 0-1. Bell, Allen, Stanek, and Presley finish up for Beantown. Darwin gets his second win of the season, pitched 8 1/3, 9 hits, 2 runs. Both of them earned, struck out 4, walked 1. Chris Sale came on and pitched got the final 2 outs. No save opportunity in a 10-2 game. Back to the schedule, finishing out the first week in the month of May. Let's do it. Slash comes by. Thank you for checking in, Slash. We just saw a lot of offense today. Manchester with a 10-2 victory. And earlier we saw the Washington Clowns defeat the Union Stewards. Vegas at Hagerstown, surprising. Hagerstown is going to be very tough this year. And Vegas beats them 4-2, Glavin over Lackey. Amazing at St. Louis. St. Louis on a roll. They're 20-4. Can they make it 21? They can. They beat Amazing 9-8. Florence at Edmonton has won a couple in a row. Edmonton's now 3 in a row here. Now 13-14, working their way up. They're still in that race, although everybody's in a race in May. Philadelphia at Lehigh, 11-8. Philadelphia gets the win. Washington at Hadley Lake. Washington's been playing well, but Hadley Lake beats them 5-4. Ruth home run number 13. Continuing on his torrid pace, he will hit at least 70 this year for that team. Bronx at home against Cleveland, and they shut them out 6-0. Horland 5-1 on the season. There's no secret. I've been chasing this Joe Horland all season. David won't trade him. San Francisco at Union Stewards. 4-2. Union Stewards falls to 10 games under 500 here in the month of May. Chicos at Lancaster for their second game. 6-3 Chicos. They sweep the doubleheader at Lancaster. Lancaster falls to 7 wins, 20 losses. They're in for a long season. Carolina at Crystal Lake. 4-2 Crystal Lake wins. That's a Nolan Ryan victory. We head to the 6th. What time do we have? We've been on for 52 minutes. We're going to come in at just under an hour, which is what I like to do for these broadcasts, because anything over an hour, people fall asleep. On the 6th, we're going to play to the 7th. Going to get that 7 days in. Amazing at St. Louis. Will St. Louis continue to roll? They do. They're now 22-4. Messerschmitt 3-0 on the season. Manchester at Beantown. Will Beantown get its revenge? They do. 4-1 Newhauser over Messina as Beantown maintains their 5.5 game lead in the Sandlot division. Vegas at Hadley Lake. Vegas 8-5. Wilhelm, the winner over Bob Lemon. Here's a picture I'd like to get back, Bob Lemon. Hagerstown at Edmonton. 2 tough teams. 5-4 Hagerstown. Union Stewards at Crystal Lake. Will Mike's team break their losing streak? They do not. Crystal Lake 8-2 winners. Union Stewards fall to 8-19. And the last day of this broadcast will show Philly at St. Louis. What will happen? St. Louis wins number 23. They started this week with 3 losses, and they end it with 4. They're going to lose a game a week. They're going to be a tough team to beat. Cleveland at Lehigh. Lehigh trying to make it to 500. And they do. Lehigh wins 14-7. They're at 15-16. One more game, they'll be there. Vegas at Hadley Lake. Vegas beats Hadley Lake 9-6 in 10 innings. I started the week at 12-4, and I ended at 6-1. So I would say that's a good week for Vegas. Hagerstown at Edmonton. 3-1 Edmonton. Percival gets the win. Percival, a recent acquisition by my friend Jeff. Manchester hosts the amazing team, and amazing is terrible hosts. They defeat Manchester 4-2. Chico's at Beantown. Tough game. Beantown wins 12-9. That game went 10 innings. Florence at San Francisco. 13-4. San Francisco now 21-10, leading the rain delay division. Union Stewards on a slide at Crystal Lake, and they break out of it, defeating Crystal Lake 5-1. Carolina at Washington. Washington loses to the upstart Carolina team 6-5. And the last game of this broadcast, Lancaster at the Bronx. Will David make it to 500? He does not. Lancaster defeats him 6-4. That's it for the week. Let's do a little review of the standings, where we all are. I will zip this up, and whoever wants to take week 2, be my guest. Sandlot Division. Beantown remains the only team above 500 in that league, that division. They maintain a solid 6-game lead here at the end of the first week of May. St. Louis seems to be on an unbeatable team, 23-4. Chico's doing their best to keep up with them at 19-9, or 4.5 back. Philly 16-11, 7 back, and Lehigh trying to make it to 500, just 1 game under. 2 games under is the Bronx. That's a very good division, everybody. Vegas at 18-5 has opened up a 3.5 game league over Hagerstown, who's now 17-11. They've played 28 games. I played 23, so they played 5 more than me. Washington's played 30 games at 13-17, and so they're 7 games ahead of my team. So that division will look a little weird for a while. And the rain delay division, San Francisco fighting off Crystal Lake. They're 3.5 games ahead. Edmonton still in it at 14-15. 6 games back. Just a quick review of how the teams are doing. St. Louis leads in batting at 298. Vegas and San Francisco 279. Trail in second and third. Runs per game, one of my favorite stats. San Francisco 6.4. St. Louis 6.3. Washington 5.9. Vegas 5.7. And Hagerstown 5.5. One thing about all those teams is they score a lot of runs, except with the exception of Washington. They're all over 500. Team ERA, well, Chico's at 281. Now you know why they're 10 games over 500. Vegas is number 2 in ERA. I will not end up there. I will end up around 4. I'll mid-pack. If I end up 10th or 11th, I'll have a good season. But that's where I am today. St. Louis, 312, and Philly, 315, round out. And Lehigh, 350, round out the top 5. And the fielding teams, a little misleading. But San Francisco, Carolina, Washington, top 3 there. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for stopping by. We had a good crowd today. MV first in the ballpark. Mark from the Orioles came by and rooted his team on today. Carlos, yeah, it's nice to see him. David Lando, of course, in Midlife Crisis. Always good to see you guys. Is that it? That's it. I want to thank everybody for stopping by. I'm going to zip this file up. I'll see you all in Discord.